Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you oh so deliciously wherever you are in the world. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, beam me up my juice little lads. Thank you, little lad. You're delicious and bright. Now then, yeah, it's not so nice outside today, my delicious little babies. So, well, the sun does not have his hat on. We are in June, which is supposed to be our summer. But, I mean, it may differ in other parts of the old UK, but, well, it's rather windy today. Raining all yesterday evening and throughout the night, okay? So, no. I'm not a liking, okay? But at least it's dry, okay? But I'm not going to complain about the rain because we need rain as well, okay? My delicious little babies. But it appears that today we're not having much of a here comes summer, do, okay? Not much of that at all, okay? So much love to you all, my delicious little baby subscribers, okay? And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to any passers by. And I hope that you too, much love to you as well, are having a super duper and delicious time wherever you are in the world, and that life is also treating you most wonderfully. Now then, if you do enjoy the video today, if you could please click on the like, okay, because as you know, I do talk about different topics and subjects, okay, some that are not very comfortable, but well, this is life, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes in life, you know, when others, not for everybody, my delicious little babies, but sometimes for others when they do not really, God bless their dear souls, want to, there we go, before I even say it, hear the truth, okay, my delicious little babies. But you see, I always say knowledge is power. I always say this, my delicious little babies, yes, okay. So let's make a start, okay. And of course, you know, if you wish to leave a comment, you know, then please feel free to do that as well. It's always welcomed, and thank you, okay? Now then, so let's just go on to the first one, shall we? Now, I want to talk about this. So this is on our lovely redacted, not in that way, my delicious little babies, okay? So I want to kick off with this really, okay? Because if you please like to type in to the old space bar, redacted, okay? That's on YouTube, please, and thank you, my delicious little babies. Now, the video that you're looking for, it's only been uploaded so many hours ago, okay? And I feel that this is, there we go, very interesting, okay? It's very interesting, but at the same time, that doesn't mean no, by the way. And it is very important, okay, my delicious little babies, because as well, you know, there's certain celebrities, you know, who are, you know, pushing these kind of things. Do you see what I mean? Yes, which are not very good. So, so the video title that you'd be looking for, my delicious little babies, is Breaking Pfizer, okay, you know Pfizer, halts diabetes pill trial due to alarming side effects. So I shall just repeat that once again, my delicious little babies, redacted in the old space bar, please, and thank you. The title to the video is Breaking, okay, Pfizer halts diabetes pill trial due to alarming side effects. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, this is to do with, it is with Clayton Morris, you know, and his dear little wife, little Natalie, oh, God bless, and what's his name, Phil or David, sort of, I could never remember, you know, my delicious little babies, but they're really, there we go. I just think they're really lovely, do you know what I mean? So that's why I advertise them, okay, my delicious little babies, but like I said, not in that way. And they are now up to 2.01 million subscribers. So, fan-dabby dozy. Keep going, our lovely redacted. Now then, this there's a particular, you know, and you inject it, okay, Martha babies, and it's, you know, just like a bit like a diabetes with the insulin, yes, and it's called Ozempic, and then there's another name, but it's Ozempic, okay. Now, some of the side effects to do with these medications, okay, well, it causes thyroid tumours, diarrhea, sickness, and apparently there was something about even offering it to like as young as 12-year-olds, mad delicious little babies. Now the thing is as well, this is covering to do with the old there we are, the old you know, obesity, okay, mad delicious little babies, yes. So but with something like this, along these lines, okay, this is something that when you take it, it's like you have to have it for the rest of your life, okay. So it's extremely serious. Now there are other things that are still in trials at the moment, apparently my delicious little babies, but I just thought that I'd let you know. But please, it's not a long video with our lovely redacted, okay, but it is very important, okay. I just feel anyway to be paying attention to these things, yes, because it's very serious, isn't it? Yes. And of course, you know, if somebody's overweight, do you know what I mean, and then they come across, there we are, something like these, yes, but it's not good for your health, it's not good for your liver, it's not good for your kidneys, it really does not bode well with the body, okay, my delicious little babies, okay. So, you know, very important to take a listen to, my delicious little babies. And of course, lovely redacted, they also do a lot of other videos as well, which some of you delicious little babies out there, you know, who do not know who redacted are, you will find very enlightening and very interesting, okay, my delicious little babies. So please, I only asked, that's why I give out the information. Now the next one, okay, my delicious little babies, is now this is also on YouTube, my delicious little babies, yes. And if it was to please and thank you, type into the old space bar, we got a problem. Now these, you see, I've advertised them before, and like I said, the same with the other, not in that way, okay. Now we got a problem, yes, and the title to the video that you're looking for, I think it was a day old, this video. He has 179,000 subscribers, okay, my delicious little babies, okay. Well, and you can also find him on BitChute as well. So if there's certain videos that he cannot put on YouTube, then he will then put it on BitChute, okay. And I've noticed of late that some other uploaders on BitChute are actually uploading videos from redacted on YouTube, okay, my delicious little babies, which I just feel is, there we are, super duper wonderful. Do you know what I mean? Just gets the word out, doesn't it? Anyway, so, and the title to the video that you're looking for, my delicious little babies, with "we got a problem" typed into the old space bar, is "Local Woman Destroy Council's Net Zero Plans." Oh yes, this was very interesting to listen to as well, my delicious little babies, yes, because this woman, well, at first she was all for the, you know, and it's all to do with this flipping green, flipping crappy flipping climate change, do you see what I mean? But anyway, but once she'd done her research, well, you know, you'd be amazed at the change. Do you see, my delicious little babies? Because that's what happens, you see. So, you know, it's like you hear the old-fashioned saying, you know, when your ears are open and your eyes are open, well, they never close. Do you see? And, of course, in the room, you know, you're going to get some who, you know, find it very hard to believe. There we are. Do you see what I mean? But this is the truth. And this is the truth about what the putrid are wanting and the putrid little lackeys to put on our world. Do you see what I mean? Which, as we really know, for those of us who do know, my delicious little babies, is just nothing but a crock of shit, as we very well know. Okay, and of course, you know, I could have just mentioned it actually the other day on one of my videos, you know, solar panels that do not do the job that they're supposed to do. My delicious little babies. So you see, you're seeing things for what it is. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? And of course, God bless, but more and more and more are waking up to this shout. There we are, do you see? So, like I said before, and I say it again, it's like a race against time, if you get me, my delicious little babies, okay? Now, the next one, let's go up to where shall we go next, because they're ticked off. Right, now this is our, not in that way, our lovely Lee Dawson, okay, my delicious little babies. Now, you will find him on BitChute, okay, with a search engine of your choice, okay, my delicious little babies. Now, what you're looking for is, this is, it's actually the Charlie Ward show, our lovely Charlie Ward, not in that way, okay, but our lovely Charlie Ward, okay, so it's the Charlie Ward show on BitChute, my delicious little babies, please and thank you. And the title to the video that you're looking for is MSM, Sink to New Levels of Distraction with Lee Dawson. So I should just repeat that once again, my delicious little babies. MSM, Sink to New Levels of Distraction with Lee Dawson, okay, and I'm pretty sure his friend's called Dave, and his work colleague. So we're going to tick you off our Lee, not in that way. But yeah, it's really good, and they have a conversation. Do you understand what I mean? And then they talk about different things that are going on in the world. Really brilliant, and what Lee is doing as well, because it's like detox. And they're selling this special gel, okay, and what it does, it helps all of your joints, and it helps all of these other things, okay, that could be going on with some delicious little babies' bodies out there, okay, but they are getting very good, good reports, okay, to do with delicious customers who are so kind to use the products, okay, so it's well worth a listen as well. So our lovely Lee Dawson and his lovely mate Dave, not in that way, it's well worth listening to, okay, my delicious babes. See, I just like the way that certain come across, do you see what I mean? Yes, and they get to the point. There we are, do you see what I mean? You know, it's very rare you'd ever see any of them go around the houses, do you know what I mean? They just get straight to the point, and that's what we need in a case of the other delicious little babies, not meaning this in a disrespectful, rude or patronistic manner, so it's easy for others to understand. Do you see? Simple things, yes? So very interesting to listen to, yes, and then he pulls up different like little videos, and yeah, it's really good. It's just the same as, oh, that's it, our lovely Mahoney Live, not in that way, okay, our lovely Mahoney Live, and he is also on BitChute, my delicious little babies, okay, and what's he under now? He's, you know, because he's the uploader, yes, David G. Mahoney, okay, David G. Mahoney, okay, my delicious little babies, and he's really good as well, you know, and like he takes little videos from different places, there we are, do you see what I mean? And, you know, again, another, you know, they're all, anybody who I advertise, my delicious little babies, apart from, like I say, the ones who I do a one-off with, do you understand what I mean? But for the others, they're very easy, there we go, to understand, to listen to, and, you know, and if you wish to engage, you know, to leave comments or whatever you want to do. Do you see what I mean? Yes? And yeah, it's all very super duper interesting. Do you see what I mean? Yes, and you know, as I always say, you know, you learn new things. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Now, some would know certain things, but for other delicious little babies, they may not. Do you see? So that's why I just like to give out the information. But oh, God bless as well. I heard Mahoney Live, David Mahoney, on his latest video, God bless. Himself and his dear little girlfriend Lucy have broken up. I felt ever so sad. I talked to the old dog and bone. I said, oh, God bless. Do you know what I mean, David and Lucy? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I actually thought they looked like a pretty, there we are, I thought they looked like a pretty lovely, loving couple myself. Do you know what I mean? Oh, God bless. I'm sorry to hear that, David and Lucy, okay? You never know, you might find a way back, yes? Anyway, so, but yeah, you know, it's just a shame, isn't it? But, you know, we do hear about, you know, others breaking up, you have some making up, you have some breaking up. Do you know what I mean? Mind you, it's been going on for flipping decades, hasn't it? I love little donkeys, figure of speech, but donkey's years, hasn't it? You know what I mean? Not everybody, I suppose, you know, can get along all of the time, unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? Could be just a number of reasons why, but, you know, but it was sad news when I heard that, because I thought they looked really nice together. Do you know what I mean? They had a good little laugh and everything. Shame, isn't it? Anyway, hopefully they'll sort things out, okay, my delicious babies. Now, the next one now, okay? So, yes, I'm BitChute as well, my delicious babies. Now then, okay, so I'll say the other things and then I'll just talk about a couple of things, okay, my delicious babies. So the next one, now then I come across this fella, and again, not in that way, but I put it out there and then you can look, and then he does other videos, okay, my delicious babies, but I was only listening to this one particular video, okay, that came up on my feed. Now, if you please type in, and not in that way, if you please type into the old space bar, this is on YouTube, my delicious little babies, yes? Okay, now then, we're going to tick this one off as well, okay? And what you need to type in to the old space bar in YouTube, my delicious little babies, please and thank you, is tech, T-E-C-H, tech me around, tech me around, okay? Now, he has 4.8 thousand subscribers, okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, I probably won't mention him again unless there's a specific video that you know, catches my attention, sorry, okay? But the video that you're looking for, okay, my delicious little babies, is this is the technology used in supermarkets in China. So I shall just repeat that once again, my delicious little babies. This is the technology used in supermarkets in China. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now with this one, that one's ticked off as well. Now with this one, okay, he goes into a supermarket, okay. I mean, I don't know what nationality. It's not being disrespectful. I don't know. It could be Spanish. I'll just have a sip of my coffee, please, and thank you. Got cream in it today. Oh, I love it. Anyway, so he goes into this Chinese supermarket, right? Which is rather a large supermarket, okay? Now, what caught my attention, my delicious little babies, now for some of you delicious little babies out there, you may know about this, but for other delicious little babies, you may not. Okay, my delicious little babies, well, I'm not getting it across my shoulders, so maybe there are quite a few, sorry, who do not know, okay? But he goes in anyway, and then you got the trolleys, okay? And they're all lined up, you know how trolleys are, you know the drill by now, do you know what I mean, yes? But these are no ordinary trolleys, no, because what it is, they've got like, the only best way to explain it, my delicious little babies, it's like, to me, like a tablet, you know, one of these tablets, yes? And then you've got another part below, okay, where, you know, where when you put the trolley back, you know, and it clicks. Do you understand what I mean? And all this business, yes? Anyway, so what the general idea is with this technology on the trolley, okay, is that you can scan, okay, you can choose, there's a map. Oh yeah, for the supermarket, my delicious little babies. Since when does anybody need a map? Usually you'd look up, wouldn't you? You'd look up and then it'd tell you what different aisles. Well, that's how I've always known it anyway, especially in places like Asda in the UK and things like this now. Usually it shows you, do you know what I mean, in great big capital letters. I don't know. Let me give an example. Say you want sugar. It'll tell you sugars, jams, you know, all different things now, yes? Say if you want foods from around, there we are, from around the world, then that would be also explaining which aisle to go to. And usually it's numbered. Well, it is in the UK, okay? I mean, I'm not sure about anywhere else, but there we are. But that's how I've always known it to be, okay? Mind you, I haven't been to Asda for yonks, actually. Anyway, so I must go one day, go and check it out, see what's new. Anyway, so the thing is this, so getting back to this now. So say if you want to find a particular product or something that you want to buy, well, and you're not sure, then what you do, you click on, you've got the map, and then it takes you. Have you ever heard anything like it, my delicious little babies? Now then, I noticed that when he was walking around, and of course you have other things like it comes up, and it could be anything. It could be fruits, it could be, I don't know, pastas, it could be anything. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I noticed that in this supermarket, it didn't seem, well, it's very quiet. Very, what I felt was very robot-y. Okay, my delicious little babies. And I also noticed something with your man there, that what he was picking up was like fizzy pops and things like this now. Do you see what I mean? Now, you see, so what it does, it scans basically, right? So what then happens is, and towards the end of the video, my delicious little babies, what happens is that he then says, and he points to, like this, and he points to where some delicious little baby shoppers wanted to go to the checkout. So they wanted to wait, you know, to be served by a cashier, okay? And he sort of, you know, looked back like this and he went, oh, well, that'll be, you know, a thing of the past. So, you know, so therefore you will not have, you know, any physical man or woman to talk to. That's there we are. That's basically what he's saying. Okay. Now I've been done saying things over the months, just the same as other, not in that way, other lovely platforms have been saying things. Do you see? Now, once you've got all of your shopping, okay, so once he'd purchased everything he wanted to purchase, yes, then he goes up to where you get your receipt. So then you've got like barriers, yes, so you get your receipt, then you wait for the barriers to open, and then you push your shopping out. Me personally, my delicious little babies, it would be interesting with your thoughts, what you think about this video. Me personally, yes, we all know that the technology in China is very advanced. Anyone with half a brain, a noddle, there we are, not being rude or disrespectful, would know this or should know this. Okay, my delicious little babies, yes? Because, of course, you know, they're banging out things all the time, aren't they? Yes? But to me, I've seen myself personally, I've seen it as a very depressing, there we are, experience. Myself, just going to have another sip of my coffee, please, and thank you. I've seen it as a very depressing experience. Because when you, I mean, he said he prefers to go to the supermarket. Yes, okay? But to me, my delicious little babies, okay, I see it as, well, you're not really interacting with anybody, you know, apart from when you go to the checkout, you know, to wait for a cashier. To me, that is one of the best things that myself personally, that I feel, there we are, is super duper wonderful, because when you waiting in the line, okay, you generally, I mean, you're always going to get the odd flipping miserable sod, do you understand what I mean? But generally, you know, you can have a really, there we are, really good conversation, you know, with somebody who's in front of you or someone who's behind you. Do you see what I mean? You can talk about things, do you see? But the way he was walking around was just like a robot, everything's silence. Honestly, you need to watch this video, my delicious little babies. And he personally feels that this is all a super duper wonderful thing. Now, there could only be one other thing here. Either he's very much into the old technology, okay, well, he clearly is. But the other thing is as well, maybe somebody's, they are paying him. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, yes? Because to me, he was very much, you know, selling this technology. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? But for me, depressing. You like to interact, you like to talk to others, there we are. And you see me, I'm a very social little, I call myself a social little butterfly, do you know what I mean? I love to talk, to engage with others. Do you see what I mean? I mean, how could we imagine a world where you just do not talk to anybody? Do you see what I mean? You walk around like a flipping robot, not speaking to anybody. You say, well, I'm not a liking. And I'm sure that for some of you delicious little babies, you wouldn't like it. Okay, if you've got, let's put it another way. If you've got somebody who is very, what I would call introverted, yes? So maybe they do not like to talk to many others. There we are. Because sometimes we get this. I've even got some on our road, okay? Over the other side. And, you know, they could either live alone or something like that. You know, they usually, God bless the beautiful dear little souls, but instead of looking ahead, they usually look down and, you know, you say good morning, good afternoon, they go, hello. Do you know what I mean? And just carry on, okay? So, you know, you've got that type, yes? And then, of course, you got flipping loud gobs like me. Do you see what I mean? Which I'm very extrovert. You see what I mean? I've always been very, there we are, I've always been very extrovert. Do you see what I mean? I will talk to anybody. Doesn't matter who it is, not meaning that in a nasty way. I will talk to anybody. If I can help anybody, I will help. Do you see what I mean? Not a worry to me at all. Do you know what I mean? No skin off my face. Do you see what I mean? I'll just do it. But to me, that sort of carry on, no. And then he was pointing to, and he was showing us like the more up-to-date trolleys and that. So you go from the metal to these other ones and everything. He thought that was all super duper wonderful as well. Me personally, what were my thoughts on the video? No. I mean, they're making it where I feel, what the flipping name does, humanity, to become more and more and more, I feel, flipping damn well lazy. Do you see what I mean? Yes, with all of this technology. Oh, we'll do this, you know. Oh, this will do this for you. This will do that for you. Do you see? My delicious little baby. So not to mention, actually, while I'm on the subject, and not to mention, he never mentioned this, so I'm talking about something else for a moment. You know, that some of these apps as well, so you have to watch, there we are, some of these apps, that's just come into my noddle, I never wrote it down, but some of these apps, I mean, they flipping take the juice out your battery, flipping big time. Do you see, my delicious little babies? So I do not feel that all of these apps are good things either. My delicious little babies, no. Do you see? Okay? And of course, you know, oh, sorry, I forgot to mention this as well. Then you've got Amazon as well, you know, where they're cancelling customers as well. I've been hearing as well. Okay, I never wrote that down, actually. That's on BitChute. Mind you, he's on YouTube as well. I can't think of his name now. But you'd only have to go into BitChute, my delicious little babies, yes. And what does it say? is it cancelled? I don't know, something like cancelled by Amazon or something, yes? And some customers are experiencing problems. Okay, my delicious little babies, yes. So anyway, just to let you know, sorry that as well, okay? But getting back to this, yes, it'd be very interesting with your thoughts, actually, my delicious little babies. But when you see it, it's very silent, it's very quiet, and you just go, well, it's just depressing. To me, I do not see that as a very happy and joyous shopping experience. No. And not to mention, which he never mentioned, not to mention that this tablet, okay, which he conveniently never mentioned, okay, I've got nothing against the uploader at all, but he obviously kept a few things out. But of course, when you're looking at the screen, just like our Dog and Burns, the modern Dog and Burns, you know, they're capturing you all the time and your birth race. I mean, I'm pretty sure actually that Asda, years ago, like you had this scanner, they had a load of them when you walked in, on the left-hand side it was, and you just pick the scanner up, you know, then you scan, you know, to see with your shopping and everything like this. To me, this has become what I'm talking about now, delicious little babies, with this video. There we are, far more advanced, do you see? So I'm pretty sure it will not be here just yet, okay? But I just thought, there we are, that I would just mention this, okay? Because all these things I feel are very important because, you know, and we've been talking about this long time, you know, it's better to stand in a line and wait for a cashier, do you see what I mean? Rather than go to these, you know, with the face recognition, and all these flipping damn things, do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Because we got to keep it alive, because otherwise they're just going to get rid of what they're flipping name, just get rid of all the flipping humans. So who do you go to talk to? I mean, they've been doing it for years on the flipping Dog and Burns, haven't they? I've flipping mentioned that over the months. Do you see? It's getting harder and harder just to talk to another human. Do you see? I mean, this is, to me, this is ridiculous and silliness. It really is, you know, my delicious little babies. But you imagine just for one moment, living your life, especially if you're like a little social butterfly like me, and not being able to talk to anybody, or not being able to have any beautiful little babies, our little sons and daughters, our beautiful little baby animals. Imagine not being able to have any of that. I mean, surely to goodness, we would be solely existing, wouldn't we? We wouldn't be living. We would be flipping damn well flipping existing, wouldn't we? Do you see, my delicious little babies? And that is what these and the putrid little lackeys are trying to, there we are, to do to us. Do you see? That's why, for delicious little babies out there, need to start understanding, get a grip on reality. And I'm not being nasty, but it's really important to follow these things. Do you see? So anyway, please and thank you. Now, my final one before I mention another couple, just got to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is the 5th one. Then there's another couple that I just need to mention. Okay, my delicious little babies. So this is also on YouTube, my delicious little babies. Okay, so if you could please type into the old space bar, and it's called Be Inspired. Okay, my delicious little babies. So it's called Be Inspired. Okay, you just please and thank you type that into the old YouTube spacebar. Okay, and the title to the video, sorry, that you're looking for, okay, should read, each letter has its own frequency, hidden secrets of numerology. Okay, my delicious little baby, so I should just repeat that once again, okay? Be Inspired, that's the uploader, okay? Then each letter, that's the title to the video, has its own frequency, hidden secrets of numerology. Now, I just wanted to throw that in, okay, my delicious little babies, and what it's talking about, okay, on this video, not in that way, is this is to do with, you know, like the names that we're given when we're born, okay? Now, I've mentioned something like this before because I'm very much into this kind of thing. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? And what it is, you see, because even like with our, you know, like with our names, okay? So what am I? Yeah, so sorry, I had to think then. So my initial to my name, yes, is M for mother. Well, that would be, in numerology form, it would be number 13. Do you see, my delicious little babies? Yes. Now, it's all to do with what you named, like I just said, when you're born. What our wonderful and delicious dear little parents have named us. Oh, dear Mama Bear, God rest your dear little soul, beautiful little soul. So, you know, and it all matters. Do you understand what I mean? Yes? It's like I've got 21 names in my name. Do you see what I mean? Yes? So, of course, you know, that comes to 3. But anyway, but the point is that, you know, my life number is 5. Do you see? So it's really interesting to take a listen to my delicious little babies. Now, this uploader has, wait for this now, 8.74 million subscribers, my delicious little babies, 8.74 million. But, oh, sorry, please excuse me. So, sorry, excuse me. So, a very interesting video to listen to, my delicious little babies, okay? So I just thought I'd just throw that one in, okay, my delicious little babies, because some of you may, you know, have an interest in this sort of thing, you know. For some of you, maybe you did not know how to go about it. Well, I've just, you know, given out the information for those of you who show an interest, okay, to take a little listen to, okay, my delicious little babies, yes, and then you can sort of just get more into it, can't you? Well, not sort of, you know, get back, you know, get into these things, do you say? Because with what goes on in the world, they use a lot of numerology. Do you see, my delicious little babies? Yes. So the final 2 things, so I watched this shorts video, and thank you, you know, for any of you who even take the time to even look at any of these videos on YouTube or BitChute that I've mentioned today. Thank you, do you know what I mean? But please, it's important, you know, to keep up to date. There we go, there we are with all these things, do you see? Because things seem to be moving very fast, it seems. Anyway, so I watched this shorts video, when was it? Last night, okay? And, well, this is interesting because what it was is that, well, so the old bill, I cannot remember now, was it in, I cannot remember. It could be, oh, I can't remember if it was in Australia. I think it was Australia. My delicious little babies, okay? And anyway, I thought I'd mention it for some reason, and there's another one I want to mention. There we are. There's a reason why I'm doing this. It's not something I'd normally do, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so your man there, the old Bill, pulls over this this man in a car, okay? And he says, oh, you know, the old Bill says, I'm pretty sure it was Australia. And unless I got flipping accents wrong, I don't know how I could get that wrong. Anyway, and so he pulls your man over. He says, could you step out of the vehicle, please? Do you see what I mean? Yes. And then, you know, there was a woman who was in the passenger seat to this vehicle, okay? So your man there, the old Bill, had also asked this female to step out of the vehicle. Okay, my delicious babies. Now then, so the old Bill, the policeman, yes, had asked your man there, who, you know, was asked to get out of his vehicle, had asked him if he'd been drinking. So he said no. So he said, so the old Bill said, well, can you stand in a straight line? Can you walk, like this? Then the old Bill, your man there, turned around to the other man, okay, and said, how long have you known this woman? Right, my delicious little babies, wait for this, okay, right? And he said, well, a couple of weeks, right? So your man there, the old Bill, the police officer, he turned round and he said, she's my wife. Check that out, my delicious babies, right? So your man there, who, the other man whose vehicle it was, yes, he went, oh, well, I didn't know. And your old Bill, the police officer said, well, I didn't know either. So he turned around and he said to your man there, the old Bill did, he said to your other man there, he said, you're free to go. He said, oh, I can go. He said, yes. Okay, he says, you can, if you can get back in your vehicle. Yes. And he said, before I get really angry. Do you see what I mean? Yes. So I should have imagined that there would have been a right flipping humdinger there. Do you see what I mean? So the old Bill's missus was clearly having it away with your man there in a flash vehicle. Do you see? I mean, what would a flipping... I mean, if you look at it on a serious note, my delicious bags, I mean, I'm not laughing about it, I mean, because that's not funny, is it? But if you really look at this, what were the odds of that flipping happening? That the old Bill would pull over your man there, ask him to step out the vehicle, and then the passenger was the flipping old Bill's missus. There we are. I mean, what are the flipping odds of that happening, my delicious little babies? I should imagine there would have been a few flipping arguments there, wouldn't there? My delicious little babies. But, if a woman, and I always say this, my delicious little babies, and just to let you know as well, my delicious little babies. So, I'm not saying anything against anybody because, no, I am not, because everybody lives their lives differently, don't they, okay? But I have met, okay? Yes, I have. And I have met women, God bless them, dear ladies and dear women, so that one's ticked off. And I have watched over the years with some women, and they've had affairs on their boyfriends or their husbands or their fiancés. Yes. Not as much as men. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? Not as much as dear men or dear gentlemen, okay? Because, that number seems to be larger, because with men, it's like they have needs, don't they? And wants, and some are very highly. Do you see what I mean? So if they're not getting it at home, then unfortunately, well, instead of sitting and talking to their boyfriend, girlfriend, husband or wife, okay, well, they then take it upon themselves when somebody shows them a bit of attention. There we are, and I've seen that many times, okay, that they just think, okay, we'll just embark on something. So it seems very much to me, my delicious babies, that your woman there, well, she clearly wasn't very happy with her husband for some reason. So she clearly decided to see another man with a flash murder. Do you see? And of course, he was totally unawares. I mean, he clearly, obviously, never even knew that she was married. But the thing is, so you see, what she could have done is she could have took her old wedding ring off. Because that's what a lot of the men do, They do, my delicious babies. They take their old wedding rings off, do you see what I mean? And then they pretend that they're single. This is what they do. And especially, like on these dating sites. Yes, this is nothing new. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the only time that I feel that they get caught out, I mean, of course, if you say your hands are in the sun or your arms are in the sun, do you see what I mean? And say your wedding ring, well, if you take it off, I mean, well, it's going to leave like a little white line, isn't it? My delicious little babies, but some are flipping super duper, flipping sneaky and clever, honestly. Oh, yes. I've known some. There's two ladies in particular who I knew, and that was going back over 20 years ago, and they never, with their husbands, never knew that they were having an affair with another man for years. Yeah, do you say? And 9 times out of 10, they usually got a family. In these particular cases, mad delicious little babies, and there's too much at stake, like, you know, ka-ching, do you know what I mean? Because that's why, you know, there we are, stay together, do you see what I mean? But, you know, there's a song, isn't it, you know, that song, After the Love Has Gone, do you know what I mean? So, you know, I just say live and let live, yes, but when you get flipping caught out like that, flip me, do you know what I mean? But yeah, he let the old Bill let your man go. He said before I get really angry, do you see what I mean? Yes, probably would have ended up in flipping fisticuffs anyway. So that's that. And then the final one that I want to mention, and something has made me do this today. This is not me looking on my feed for it. It's something. There we are, and I've got to say this, okay? So this is on YouTube, Mad Delicious Little Babies. And by the way, that shorts video is on YouTube as well. Do you know what I mean? Except for I never wrote down, you know, what it was. Okay, Mad Delicious Little Babies, but it's on YouTube, on little shorts. Now, this one here, if you could please type into the old space bar, please and thank you, Mad Delicious Little Babies, right? All right. The uploader, not in that way, it's called Story. So that's what you type into the old space bar, Mad Delicious Little Babies. Story to Remember. Story to Remember, okay? Now then, I'm going to tick this one off. Now then, this uploader has 101,000 subscribers. Okay, Mad Delicious Little Babies. And the video that you've been looking for, Mad Delicious Little Babies, yes, should read the title, He Lured and Wed a Millionaire to Become Her. You know, hair is in H-E-I-R. Unaware of her retaliation. So I will just repeat that once again, Mad Delicious Little Babies, and then that's the end of my video. He lured, you know, yes, and wed, you know, got married, a millionaire to become her, unaware of her retaliation. On YouTube under Story to Remember, okay, 101,000 subscribers. Yes, so that's the end. So I'm going to close my book now then. So what this is about, okay, what this is about, Mad Delicious Little Babies, yes? Oh, for goodness sake. I'm sorry, Mad Delicious Little Babies. I was doing really well as well, wasn't I? Anyway, so what this is talking about, yes, is this young man, right? And what happened was, and I wasn't going to write this down, but I thought, you know what? I thought I am going to flipping write this down. There's a reason why, you know, okay? So he's young, yes, doesn't really, never liked to work, sorry, okay? Only fairly young, what did they say, 23? Anyway, so what then happened was this millionaire, well, I should imagine she was more than a millionaire actually. He just put millionaire, the uploader, but I should imagine she was far more than a millionaire, yes? And she was an older lady, God bless, yes. So I think she was about 70, I don't know, 70 or something, I don't know, something like this, yes. Anyway, so she walks into a coffee shop. The whole point to the story, yes, so she walks into a coffee shop, yes, she has coffee. Anyway, so this young man, being the lazy little get that he is anyway, right? Well, he was working there anyway, you know, I suppose just to make ends meet, do you know what I mean? Anyway, so... and then he gets talking to this dear lady there, yes? Anyway, So let's fast forward. So anyway, so she offers him a position. You know, like with her company. Okay, Marzlish Babies. Now her husband passed away. Okay, so she was left solely with all of the business. Yes. Okay. And anyway, so as she was getting to know this young man there, okay? Anyway, what he wanted to do was get closer to her so that he could marry her and then basically have her fortune. That's what this was about, My Delicious Little Babies. And it's a true story, by the way, My Delicious Little Babies, yes, okay? So she could not understand why somebody his age would want to marry her, okay? Now, you do hear some stories, you know, over the decades, My Delicious Little Babies, where sometimes it does happen. You know, you can get a younger man, I don't know, say in his 30s, and he could like a woman who's in her 60s. That has been known to genuinely happen. Okay, My Delicious Babies, you have heard some genuine stories, yes? But for most, very sadly, no. Okay, My Delicious Babies, I love little rats, figure of speech. There we are, I smell a rat. Do you see? So it has to be questioned, okay? So as time went on, okay, they got to know each other and everything, yes, and well, then, you know, he gets access to, you know, there we are, to the old credit cards, you know, the old plastic ka-ching. Do you see what I mean? Yes? Anyway, well, then she decides to ask him to marry her. My Delicious Little Babies, okay? So I'll just really fast forward now, yes? So they get married. Anyway, so then she starts noticing things, plus the fact that she wasn't checking a bank. So she wasn't checking, you know, what ka-ching was going out, okay? Now your young man there, that little shat, yes, he thought it was acceptable to be spending ka-ching like it's gone out of fashion like flipping water. Do you see? Anyway, so the bank spoke to her, you know, and said, you know, are you know, more or less, are you aware of all these, you know, monies going out to your bank? Do you see? Anyway, so whereas before she never used to check, well, now she started to, okay? And of course, the bank manager was concerned about this as well, okay? Anyway, so she hired a private detective, My Delicious Little Babies. Now, her young husband, he'd been saying that he was going out to work every day, do you see to me, when actually she then found out that he hadn't been going to work. Okay, My Delicious Little Babies, yes? And then on top of that, add insult to injury, My Delicious Little Babies, right? The private detective and the findings that he brought back to her was that her husband, her newlywed young husband, okay, was whining and dining and seeing, there we are, another woman. And on top of that, buying this younger woman, okay, luxuries after luxuries with this poor, dear lady's ka-ching. My Delicious Little Babies. Anyway, so let me just tell you what happened. So she cancelled. I just love a story, do you know what I mean? But it's a true story, but I'm not laughing about that because it's quite sad. Anyway, so what then happened was she cancelled all the cards. Just let me have a sip of my cup of coffee. So cup of coffee, please, and thank you. Cancelled all the cards. So when he came to pay for like a meal, with your young woman there, well, got declined. Anyway, so he tried other cards. Do you see? They got declined, okay? So, well, he was, mouthing, do you know what I mean? Running his mouth to the poor waiter and everything like this, yes? So in the end, he had to leave his dog and bone and leave something else with the restaurant, do you know what I mean? So anyway, so he went back to his wife, okay? Because the whole situation in the old restaurant was very embarrassing, do you see? And, you know, he'd asked her, well, what was the problem? Do you see what I mean? You know, with the old plastic, the cards. Anyway, because you see, what the restaurant wanted as well, they said, well, if you cannot pay by card, well, can you pay by ka-ching cash? Well, of course, you know, all he was using, which of course is his dear wife's ka-ching bank cards, was plastic, do you see? That's why it's always good to carry ka-ching cash, isn't it? Do you see? Yes? So anyway, she pretended, it's my dear neighbours up the road, God love them. Sorry, I do get distracted. So she pretended that, you know, well, quite possibly it could have been a bank error. Do you see? Anyway, so he still thought, your young little piece of shark there, he still thought that his plan was going according to plan. Now, what she never told anybody is that she'd been suffering very sadly from cancer, okay? And then she was saying her goodbyes, you know, like to her employees and everything, do you know what I mean? And all these things, yes? So when it come to, very sadly, God bless her beautiful dear heart, when she passed away, well, there was a key that she'd asked to be left to her young husband, yes? Anyway, so he left it a few days, yes? And he thought, oh, I'll go to the vault, you know, where she's said to go. And I tell you what, flipping good on her. Do you know what I mean? Big time, right? Because you know what she did? Matchstick Babies. Inside the vault, he thought there was going to be diamonds and all these things, yes? Inside the vault was it was a coffee cup. Like a cardboard coffee cup. You know, like, from when they first met. Do you see? And then there was a little letter to go along with it. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, yes? What a classic. That's flipping class, that is. Do you see what I mean? But so in the end, how he ended up was, my delicious little babies, he ended up back penniless, with nothing, blarting like Titilala. Do you see what I mean? Blarting, yes, and crying, because he'd ended up with nothing. But you see, this is what I'm saying. And of course, she'd given a lot of ka-ching to charities and, and different things, yes? But she thanked him, which she did, in the time when she was with him. She thanked him because he took her to places where she would never have even known existed. Do you see what I mean? So she thanked him for that in her letter and everything. But what a flipping class. Good on the dear lady. Do you know what I mean? But can you see, and again, so the point to all of this, my delicious little babies, is it was greed, wasn't it? Because, he wanted full and plenty, yes? But it's very clear to me that he never respected that dear lady. Do you see? But she'd built the business with her husband, but her husband spent too much time out at work and building a business. He even had what was it he had? A vasectomy, so that they couldn't have any little babies, any little bairns. Do you see what I mean? Because her husband was just so driven by ka-ching, money and business. Do you see what I mean? So as she got older, she was sort of, rather lonely. Do you see what I mean? So there's it's like a sad story as well, if you know what I mean. But please, if you have a listen to it, then you'll see. But that's what that greedy little hog, that greedy young man, little critter, do you see what I mean? And then he ended up with nothing good. Do you know what I mean? Should not be greedy like that. And certainly should not be spending ka-ching on another flipping younger woman. Do you know what I mean? That's just my thoughts, my delicious little babies. I just thought it was taking the pee, flipping big time, more than flipping big time. But imagine that poor dear lady, how she felt when a private detective came back and told her and took pictures and everything. Imagine. I mean, that would have been heartbreaking for her, wouldn't it? My delicious little babies. Anyway, my video's gone on, so anyway, that's the end. So I'm going to switch my lights off, take my lights off, my delicious little babies, okay? And that's the end of my video. So but it just goes to show, isn't it? It's greed again. You know, if you meet somebody, yes, and you genuinely love them with your heart, right? It shouldn't matter. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be about, to me, that's just me, my delicious little babies. It shouldn't be about ka-ching, ever. Do you know what I mean? Somebody should take, there we are, before I even say it, somebody should take somebody else for who they are. Do you see? But when you get a situation like that, and it's not that, but if you listen about other dear women and dear ladies over the years, okay, my delicious babies, well, you know, they've experienced it, haven't they? They've been in tears, they've been absolutely so beside themselves. I've spoke to dear ladies over the years. Do you see? Yes, I have. You know, where they got ripped off. And then I've had the same when I spoke to men, to dear men. Do you know what I mean? And they think that somebody loves them. And this especially goes on, you know, my delicious babies. I've got nothing against other countries. No, I haven't, but this especially goes on with others who are abroad. And they say, oh, I've spoken to many dear men over this on the Dog and Burns, the Tarot lines over the years. When they say, oh, but, and I say, please, I says, you know, because you're not allowed to talk about finance or anything, so I have to word it differently. I says, you're not sending, are you? And they said, well, yes, but they said that they need. I said, you must stop. Do you know what I mean? But this kind of thing goes on, and far more regular than anybody knows. There we are, far more regular, my delicious babies, than anybody knows. Do you say? But life shouldn't be like that. But yes, it serves him damn well right to end up with nothing. Do you know what I mean? He should have loved and appreciated that dear lady when she was alive. Do you see? And she gave him a job and everything. And that is the flipping thanks that she got back. Oh, I'll tell you what. Anyway, it was class what she did. Good on you, darling. Do you know what I mean? Yes? Yeah, too right. But anyway, that's the end of my video. So please remember, an apple a day keeps a doctor away. And please smile a day keeps the doctor away, okay? And please give a listening ear, because it's always, you know, very welcomed by others, okay? My delicious babies, and please take care of yourself and please take care of others. My video has gone on longer than usual, but anyway, it's just gone on. It's just me rambling. Everybody knows what I'm like by now. Do you know what I mean? Some will find it interesting and some will not. It's horses for courses, isn't it? But thank you to anybody who ever watches my videos or even clicks on a like or even leaves a comment. Thank you. But also, you know, wherever you are in the world, wishing you a beautiful morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are, okay? Please continue to feel the love, okay? You only get one life, okay? So please enjoy it wherever you are, okay? Have a super duper time. And also give a pat on the back, a shake of the old hand to some family members, to some friends or to some work colleagues. And please tell them that they're super duper wonderful, super duper juicy and super duper delish, and that you love them so, okay? And please continue to lift the vibration and lift the frequency, okay? Because, you know, in all of the seriousness, you know, that we've got at the moment, you know, we've got to find some time, you know, to appreciate something, whether it's nature, whether we have a little laugh at something, you know what I mean? We have a little chuckle at something, do you know what I mean? Yes. And we just got to, you know, try our best, you know, to find something each and every day, each and every one of us, to appreciate each and every day. Okay, my delicious little babies, so until my next video, so much love. It will not be that long next time. Okay, my delicious little babies. So you just take care now. Love you all so. May you all be blessed with so much happiness, joy, love and harmony in each and every one of your lives. Much love. God bless. Bye-bye.